Welcome to Random Radio. I'm your host, David Bolander, and thanks for listening in. So, every week we discuss a random topic, whether from a listener like you or my choice. This week's topic I chose, and it happens to be music. And don't forget that any opinions shared on the show are just that, opinions, and remember that if anybody says anything offensive, they don't mean to offend, they're just expressing their opinions. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. So I'd like to actually start off with some of my music experience and abilities. I'm currently working on being a guitar player, which is working out decently well. I'd highly recommend learning an instrument. It's an amazing skill to have, and it's an amazing thing just to pick yourself up when you're feeling down, I guess. And also, as another musical thing, it's not really a talent for me, but in fact, it's not a talent for anybody. But I am a bass singer, right? Which I don't know if you can tell from my voice or not, but or if you just don't have much musical experience, but I'm a bass singer, meaning basically the lowest or just about the lowest your voice can get when you're singing, typically. Which means I have a few issues with singing higher notes, which is why I have head voice and falsetto. Actually, most boys do, including tenors, which are the higher boys. But basically, head voice is so we usually talk in chest voice, right? Which means that, and that's how we can sing most comfortably. But then we can also move up to head voice, which is basically where you know that feeling whenever like you say a really high pitch or something in a really high pitch, right? And your head gets all light, right? And you get all sorts of lightheaded, and but it feels amazing. That's called head voice. Falsetto is above that. Falsetto is hard to get into, in my opinion. I find it hard to get into, especially since it's kind of embarrassing because your voice often cracks. And in fact, that's part of your voice cracking is you get into falsetto and then you go back down to your normal range, right? So I have issues with getting into head voice and falsetto, which I'm currently trying to work on as a singer. But yeah, and I'm also actually taking a choir class and a guitar class this year, and I've been taking choir since I think seventh grade, maybe even summer of sixth grade. I've been taking choir stuff, which honestly really just helps. It's an amazing thing to have, even when you don't think you need it. It's amazing, honestly. I'd highly recommend. If you plan on being like a solo singer, I'd even recommend then being in a choir because that means that it's not just you teaching yourself or it's not just somebody else teaching you like one on one. Then you get to be with a fellow singers, right? And that's my recommendation anyway. Is getting into a choir, my opinion anyway. I also did try piano once or twice. It did not work out too well, but I think I could try it again, and if I put in a little more effort, it would work a bit better. But yeah, honestly, I'm not a very good piano player. I'm an okay guitar player, and I've been told I'm a really good singer. Yeah, which is part of the reason why I'm actually doing this podcast is because people said I have a good voice, so I should put it out on the internet or something. So I thought, why not do a podcast, right? I don't know. That's probably just me. And then personally, I love music. It's honestly whenever I'm having a down day, I listen to down music, and then I feel better about myself, a little bit better about myself. Then I go up to happier music, and then I get up to the happiest music, and I'm like, man, why was I even sad? It's so weird, and that only works sometimes. I mean, right? But it's one thing that works for me, and I don't know. I really like that. That's a thing for me is that I really love music. I'm thinking about being a content or about being a singer, just on YouTube or something in the near future. But yeah, just because I love music and I want to share that. I'm still working on that kind of thing, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'm still working out details and stuff. But with that, let's actually go into our commercial portion. So as of recording this, it's actually Wednesday, I believe, recording this. I usually record it on Saturday and Sunday, right, and edit and stuff, and then I post it on Monday. But this time I'm actually recording it on Wednesday, so and then I'm also going to be scheduling it to be posted this coming Monday. So if it doesn't get posted, I apologize in advance. Um, I hope it does. I'll be on vacation then. That's why I'm recording this in advance. But I just figured you probably don't want to know, but why not tell you, right? I've also been thinking about when I want to change into season two. Because I was just thinking about it. I was thinking maybe every 25 episodes, maybe every 50 episodes, change season, right? But I don't know if I want it to be different than that, or if I want to start off something new per season. I don't know yet, but I'm that's one of the debates I'm having. And let's actually get back into music, the topic. So as for my future plans in music, I'm planning. Well, I know that one of the careers I can choose to be is an audio engineer. I would love doing that. It's one of the lesser things that I think I could do with it, but I could be an audio engineer if I really wanted to, because I'm good at math too. I'm good at problem solving, relatively anyway. I'm not as good as some, but I'm okay at it. I could also be a professional musician, which is okay. I mean, I could try doing that, but where I'm far enough along, I guess. And I mean, like, there's no point where you're like too old or whatever. But I don't know. I don't. I want to put my math skills to use too. Is the thing, right? And so if I do become a musician, I probably wouldn't be as professional as I could be. I'd probably just be a side musician or something like that, or I don't know, just have it as a part-time thing, have it as a separate source of income, kind of like podcasting. And that's one of the other things is that because I've been told that I have a good voice. I don't think I have a very good voice, but um, I started this podcast because somebody literally in my speech class last trimester, a few people actually came up to me and said, "Hey, you have a really good voice. You should start a podcast." And so I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So then I posted episode 1, and then I realized I really like doing this, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. And so I could also be a podcaster as part of my, I don't know, side jobs, I guess, and then maybe have a main job. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe having a part-time job as a main source of income, right? And then if podcasting picks up or if my music career picks up, then maybe I could go mostly into music and audio and stuff. But as of right now, I don't really think that's going to happen. And one of the part-time jobs that I could have, well, I don't know if it would be part-time, it would probably be full-time, but is being a radio announcer. I've been told by a couple people that would actually be really good for me just to start locally, right? Just start being a radio announcer, I guess. And I was actually thinking about making a radio station for my high school, but I don't think that's going to work too terribly well. Seeing as nobody listens to the to the radio anymore, I guess. Well, no, plenty of people do listen to the radio, but I don't know. It seems a little bit cheesy to me, and my school is already low on funding anyway, so they probably wouldn't support it. And in fact, I'm not entirely supporting it, so I don't know. We'll see how life goes, I guess. But I guess these are just some of the things that my brain is drawn to whenever I think of what I'm gonna do with my music. I don't really want to call it a talent because I don't really think it's a talent because I've had to work towards it, right? I had to work for guitar. I had well, I don't know. I didn't really have to work for singing, but I've had to work to improve it. Let's say that, right? I'm honing my talent and making it more so a skill than a talent, right? Because talents only go so far. Skills go as far as you want them to. But yeah, as for future plans, I'm just trying to see where things go, I guess. See what can actually be successful and stuff. But yeah, and as I said before, I love music. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things. And it's amazing whenever I look on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, and I see these other creators like putting their voice out there, right? And I just find that amazing. I don't know why. It's just maybe that's just a me thing. I just find it really cool that the internet age brings in about a time where people can share their content, people can share stuff like that with little judgment, right? Or with little, yeah, like, I don't know. Little judgment is what I'm going to put it as, but what I really mean is like, they can get proper feedback while not having majorly destructive feedback, right? There are some people who are super destructive, but I mean, you there's always those kinds of people, and there are always going to be those kinds of people if you want to be really in anything other than sitting in your house doing literally nothing. There's always going to be people like that. So I guess all you can really do is ignore that and keep on going. And I guess that you'll encounter a few more of them online, but best part about that is you don't have to talk to them face to face, and that's one of my favorite parts. It's just that you don't have to talk to those jerks face to face. I don't know. But yeah, I love music. I'm thinking about maybe making a part time job out of it, or even just out of audio and stuff, stuff like that. But yeah, and with that, I'm David Bolander, and this was Random Radio signing off.